NASA investigating anomaly in Earth's magnetic field. Metro.co.uk. Greenland succumbs. Counterpunch.org. Counterpunch. SpaceX sets new record with rocket recycling program. Proactive investors USA and Canada. Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra review. For those ahead of the curve, XDA developers. Brits urgently warned to wear face masks on toilet after disturbing study. Birmingham Live. Asteroid flies by Earth closer than any seen before, NASA says. The Independent. Google confirms it's looking into a major Android Auto annoyance, Auto Evolution. Microsoft Flight Simulator has launched with some monumental anomalies. GameSpot. Stunning iPhone 12 flip video reveals the foldable phone of the future. Tom's Guide. NASA astronauts took a photo of two phenomena at once over the Earth. Pledge time.